Welcome to Automation Anywhere Enterprise. Larry receives regular customer information as Excel documents, and he would like to enter this data into a CRM Web form to better understand and proactively support his customers. The web form includes text entry fields, combo boxes, and checkboxes. Entering the data manually is very time-consuming, tedious, and error-prone. Let's see how easy it is to automate this process. He must map the fields from the Excel spreadsheet to the fields in the web form. Since the Excel spreadsheet has headers, he can identify the fields that correspond to the fields in the CRM form. Automation Anywhere Enterprise provides powerful tools for quickly creating bots to automate repetitive processes. The Task Workbench is one of these tools. It understands document formats and applications such as web browsers and Excel, and provides built-in commands for inserting and extracting data from these applications. Larry begins by programmatically opening the web form he needs to work on. He can add a dynamic wait time for the browser to open to the correct URL. He can then programmatically open the Excel spreadsheet. The sheet contains several rows of data, organized in columns that correspond to many of the fields in the web form. The sheet contains a header, but he doesn't want to enter the header information into the web form, so he clicks the checkbox to exclude the headers. There is a command for getting all the cells in the sheet at once, and he drags that command to the workbench. Now all he needs to do is create a loop that walks through each row of the Excel spreadsheet. The loop feature of Automation Anywhere Enterprise is perfect for this. Note there is a helpful comment in the loop that indicates the variable whose value must be inserted into the web form. But how does he capture the fields in the web form? Automation Anywhere Enterprise provides an object cloning command for capturing items on any web page as objects that can be manipulated. He can capture each field and specify exactly what action to take, such as set the text of the object or click on the object if that object happens to be a button. He uses the object cloning command to capture the first field of the web form. This corresponds to the first name, which is also the first column of the Excel spreadsheet. He drags another object cloning command to capture the next field of the web form, the last name field. The object cloning window appears, and he will perform an action to again set the text of this field to the value in the Excel spreadsheet that corresponds to the last name. This is column 2. He will repeat similar steps for the third field. This is the job title. He captures the text box and selects the Set Text action, where the text in this box will be the value in Excel column 4. At this point, he can copy and paste an existing object cloning command in order to create 5 more object cloning commands, and then he will edit them. He double-clicks the fourth command, captures the company name field, which corresponds to the company name column in the Excel spreadsheet. This is the third column, and he assigns the text to set to the value in column 3. The CRM form contains a drop-down list or combo box which can be used to select a service or support package. This information is provided in the 8th column of the Excel spreadsheet. He creates a service package variable and gives it an initial value of none. However, if the customer does not have a service package, it is possible that the column in the Excel spreadsheet may not be filled in. To account for this, Larry must set up a conditional if statement. If the customer's service package is either bronze, silver, or gold, he will assign the variable to the value in the Excel spreadsheet, namely Excel column 8. Otherwise, the value can be assumed to be none. Then he uses built-in variable operations to assign the value in Excel column 8 to the service package variable when a value is present in column 8. Otherwise, the service package is assigned the value of none. Automation Anywhere Enterprise provides built-in conditional logic for easily constructing complex conditional statements. He now captures the combo box and sets the value of the drop-down list to the value of the service package. The form contains checkboxes that correspond to fields in the Excel sheet. He needs to click the appropriate checkbox for every product that is marked yes in the spreadsheet. To do this, Larry can set up a series of if-then statements. If the customer has expressed interest in the product, the correct checkbox should be checked. This particular if statement tells the bot to click the checkbox corresponding to the messaging server if the customer is interested in the messaging server product. After completing the messaging server checkbox, Larry can proceed setting up the conditional statement for the next checkbox, which corresponds to Excel column 10, the calendar server checkbox. Note that Larry copies additional object cloning commands to capture the various checkboxes. This particular statement tells the bot to click the checkbox corresponding to the calendar server if the customer is interested in the calendar server product. Finally, if the customer has expressed interest in the mobile communication server, the bot should automatically check that checkbox as well. Now Larry will edit a final object cloning command to capture the submit button. He captures the submit button and sets the action to left click to automate the clicking of this button. This automates submitting the data to the server and receiving a success message. There is a slight delay between submitting the data and receiving the response. It would be a good idea to insert a short delay in order to wait for the response. After receiving the response, he can navigate back to the home page to submit a new entry for the next customer. That's it. The bot will iterate through the rows of the Excel spreadsheet, one row at a time, inserting the contents of each column into the fields of the web form and clicking the submit button for each completed entry. This will continue until it reaches the last row of the Excel spreadsheet. After all rows of the customer data are processed, he programmatically closes the browser and closes Excel. He is ready to run his bot. But first, he saves it and then runs it. It fills in the form, clicks the submit button, receives a success message, clears the form, and repeats for the next customer and the next customer. Success. He can schedule this bot to perform this exercise on the files he receives weekly. As a result, Larry has converted a time-consuming, error-prone, tedious task into an automated, error-free process and has freed up time to perform more innovative and productive work. Enhance employee productivity, reduce errors, accelerate innovation. For more information, contact Automation Anywhere.